Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the Texas Rangers report, and we are about less than a month away from the 2021 MLB draft. Last year the draft was a little weird. It was only 5 rounds because of COVID. It's usually 40, but this year it's only going to be 20 rounds. But what you guys are here for is who should the Rangers pick with the number 2 overall selection. In this video, I'm going to be going over Jordan Lawlar, the Texas High School shortstop. Now, this is a guy who is extremely toolsy. He might even be a 5-tool player. Some people have compared him to Bobby Witt Jr., who was drafted, I believe, 2 years ago by the Kansas City Royals. However, my concerns are with Jordan Lawlar is that since he's a high school player and he is extremely talented, I don't think the Rangers will be able to get him for under slot. And in case you guys don't know what that means, every pick is assigned a slot value. So I think the Rangers' number 2 overall pick is like $770,000. So if the Rangers want to go under slot, say they want to sign Lawlar for $7 million, that means the Rangers would save roughly $700,000 to sign another player later on in the draft. But I don't know if Lawlar would want to do that because he's one of the top players in the draft, and if the Rangers don't offer it, I think another team like the Tigers or the Red Sox would probably do that, or he could just go off to college. So I think that he's going to command over slot money, but I think in the end, he might just sign for regular slot. So that's one of my concerns. And then another one of my concerns is that I don't know if Lawlar lines up with the competing window that the Rangers are trying to ultimately compete for. I think that the Rangers want to compete in the next 2 to 3 years. And since Lawlar's a high school player, it might take him 4 to 5 years in the minor leagues. But the upside with Lawlar, he is a 5-tool player. He can hit for power. He runs surprisingly well at times. He's clocked a good 60-yard dash time. That's what they time in baseball. He fields and he has a strong arm. He will definitely be able to stick at shortstop in his professional career, because there's a lot of people that play shortstop in college or high school, and they either have to move to third or second, but he's a definite true shortstop. It's just if the Rangers want to take him, because I think that the Pirates are going to take Marcelo Meyer. I'll probably touch on him in another video, another really good prep shortstop. I think that there's a good chance that the Rangers could take Jordan Lawlar, because it's not just like the first round is your one and only draft pick. The Rangers have 19 other rounds to make their organization better. But of course, with this being the 2nd overall pick in the draft, it will probably have the biggest impact on the team, because the Rangers could go they can go multiple ways with it. They could draft Jack Leiter, they could draft Kumar Rocker, they can draft Henry Davis, the catcher from Louisville, or if Marcelo Meyer isn't the first pick, they could go him. I will make separate videos on all these guys, pros and cons on drafting them. But what do you guys think if the Rangers drafted Jordan Lawlar? I think the upside with Lawlar is that he could be another Fernando Tatis type of player. That's really what I think he could be. Obviously, Tatis is his own player. He's his own caliber type of player, but maybe a tier behind Tatis, because Tatis is just special. It's hard to compare anybody to him, but I think he has that type of star level type of player in him. And honestly, I think that's what the Rangers can need to get them to the postseason and possibly win a World Series. I'm not saying that the other guys like Kumar Rocker, Jack Leiter, or Henry Davis or Marcelo Meyer can't do that. I think that Jordan Lawlar is extremely special with his tools that he has to offer. So let me guys know in the comment section down below what do you guys think if the Rangers were to draft Jordan Lawlar with the number 2 overall pick in the draft? If they have to pay over slot on him, would you guys be okay with that? Would you rather a safer pick in Henry Davis or a safer pick in one of the 2 Vanderbilt pitchers? Or are you guys okay waiting like 4 to 5 years for Jordan Lawlar to make it to the majors? And that's definitely the max. He could definitely be ready in 3 years. Hopefully the Rangers don't rush him, but I think that he's going to command a lot of money. I think this could be worth it for the Rangers overall. Last year, for the past 2 years, we have taken college bats. Josh Young, who should be at the majors this year, and Justin Foscue, who I wasn't the biggest fan of. I feel like that was a reach. I feel like the Rangers went for a safe pick. Obviously, Lawlar being a high school player, not the safest, but I think he has so much upside that it's worth it for the Rangers. And then you could take a college bat in the 2nd round or the 3rd round. So let me guys know what you think for drafting Jordan Lawlar. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.